cool. My name's Jamal Nickols. I'm a Philadelphia-based artist and educator. I'm here at New York Comic-Con this weekend representing my new book, Leon, Protector of the Playground. It's a wonderful all-ages book about a single superhero kid who lives with his mother, who's kind of like Wonder Woman in this universe. And all the kids look up to Leon, but he doesn't have superpowers. So his superpower is common sense. Yes, that usually makes everybody go, oh, okay. It's a great book. It just won the Dwayne McDuffie Diversity Award this year, and it's just doing really great. I'm trying to get a really good, safe book in kids' hands, and I figured no one else is doing it. I better take that in mind.
So, is this based on maybe like true life events when you were younger, or is this just made up for today's society,
right.
today's kids?
Well, you know, most creators put a little bit of themselves into the characters. It could be a little bit of like, oh, well, this girl has a personality of somebody I remember, or sometimes it just has to fit the narrative. But the things that I take from Leon is his relationship with his mother. I grew up with just my mother and I, so that's reflected in the book. And also, a big part of this is I hated childhood. I hated being a kid. Like, I grew up in Philly in the 70s and the 80s, and it was just rough. You know what I mean? So, like, I had trust issues. I didn't trust other kids, because kids are mean.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
I'd be hard pressed to talk about nice kids, because I didn't grow up with nice kids. There was a lot of just like opportunistic, you know, almost like predatory type of relationships you have with other kids.
Yeah.
What can I get from you? How can I get over on you? How can I make you think we're friends and not, you know, let that out? So I tried to take something from my childhood and turn it into a positive. So some of that's reflected in the book where Leon has conflicts with other kids in the school. And in the end, they try to learn to work together, because that's also a really big part of things. Leon has a lot of responsibilities, and he feels like all this pressure on his shoulders that he has to fix everything. He has to save the school. He has to go home and wash the dishes from his superpowered mother, all of this stuff. But he learns that you don't have to do everything by yourself, and there's power in friendship. And also, one other thing is that the adults in the book, if you write a lot of like kid stuff or any other type of material, parents and adults are always made out to be like idiots. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here comes my dad. He's a moron, and he just tripped over the couch. You know what I mean? But all the adults are really smart, and I look at Leon as being raised by a village. You know, since his mother is out saving the world, other people give him advice and lessons and try to steer him in the right path. So I think overall, it's a good book with a good heart.
It's definitely appealing enough, I personally think, to generate its own animated film at some point.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
I
even
can see that. I can see like a
definitely.
Like a Saturday,
I mean,
like old
because
school Saturday
Yeah,
morning cartoon.
exactly, because nothing like this has been done,
No.
and not just
Netflix.
animated, but a live
Live
action
Why
film
not?
also.
Why not?
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, because this is definitely thinking ahead.
Right.
And the irony is that, you know how they always say kids can teach adults? Because in a lot of ways, adults are the same way too.
Right.
How can I get one over you? You know, the whole fake friendship thing. Because I could see this being geared towards kids, but adults learning from it as well.
And I try to do all of my projects in almost like a Looney Tunes type of thing. Like when you were a kid and you saw somebody get hit over the head with a hammer, you're like, oh yeah, that was funny. But then you watch that same cartoon later and like, oh, they're talking about World War II.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. So like I try to do all my work on different levels. Like there's something everybody can get from it. And there's also other relationships in there that other people can connect with. So yeah, I try to think about all of that stuff.
So is the book have different stories within it, or is this one
Well, it's
storyline?
one long arcing story, but I tried to give like a touch on a lot of different characters, almost like that Simpsons episode where Bart and Milhouse go through Springfield and they just kind of introduce characters, but we're still kind of following them. I wanted to give almost like a snapshot of the universe. So even though it's one continuing story, you get to see a lot of different characters.
Gotcha. So are you gearing up for the next one? Are you thinking about it already?
Right now on my plate is the next book. we'll see where that goes. And it could be an origin story. It could be a volume 2. So time will tell.
Beautiful. So where can our followers find you, find your work, your social handles, website, so on and so forth?
The quick and dirty is that I have an author's page on Amazon, so you can just type Jamal Nickols into Amazon, and my page will come down where you can get Leon, Fistic Knife Gun, which is one of my other books, and a couple of other titles. Also, I have an online store where you can pick things up, and I will sign them from you. When we get things from Amazon, they just show up in an envelope, and I had nothing to do with that. I wasn't shipping them. So also online, I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and I have a Facebook page. They're all a variant of Jamal Nickols, so you can find me easily.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, sir.